guys, and welcome to this week's budget review. So, for those of you who are new to my budget reviews, I chose the Hemlock and Oak 2023 daily planner for my budget planner for this year. And I absolutely love this thing. And it's funny because, like, every time I go to film this, I'm like, yeah, you should probably clean that thing off before you show it. And I always forget because I'm always so excited to come on and share what happened. So if you want to see what this puppy looks like brand new, before it gets loved, feel free to check out my original flip through. I'm gonna add a card up there. But other than that, we're gonna just rock on with this week's budget review. So, I've learned something this week, and apparently, just looking at my finances and looking at my budget progress, calms me. That's never been a thing. But with the swing of the summer shifts coming on, the stress is up. And for some reason, coming back to this book, day after day, is kind of keeping the anxiety down. So yeah, we're gonna do this budget review before we do anything else. So in the Hemlock and Oak Daily, they give you, it's a kind of quick 2 years at a glance type thing. I use this for my projected payoff dates. So like, after using the Stebit, which I believe, okay, it's Stebit if you use it online. I want to say it's the Debt Payoff Planner app. It has like a little dove with an olive branch on it. If you punch in all of your debts that you owe, it will calculate out like a payoff sheet if you want to use like Snowball, Avalanche, or a custom mode. The thing's completely free. I do have a link in the description down below, but these are the projected dates that it gave me. So like I was projected to have Walmart paid off in January, which the highlighted area is yes, I did, because this is where I was working on it. Kohl's would have been next. It wasn't projected until March, but I got it done in February. Best Buy was one of those surprise ones. It kind of made me mad, and I had the fun, so I was like, you know what, you're going bye-byes. Capital Platinum is the one that kind of gave me a run for my money. It was supposed to be paid off in March. It took me like another 2 weeks, but hey, it's done. Gazelle was on time. Of course, Best Buy was taken care of, and I did get City paid off in May instead of having to wait till June, which gets us to Discover, who is our big bad boy out of these ones. These are like little ones, so we're projected to have this thing paid off by December. Only time will tell. But since I'm somebody who likes to visually see my progress and I kind of like quick wins, that is the whole reason for bringing in Detris for Discover itself. Just because I think if I would just see like just yellow, 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 if I just keep seeing that, it's gonna be like self-defeating. So well, why not add in another colorful block, right? And this right here, I mean, it doesn't look like much, but I mean, this is like we're only halfway through June, guys, and I mean, I'm making a lot of freaking progress. I had no idea that I actually paid this much towards each of these. So, Discover is getting its way. So we even got some bonus blocks in there, but for the majority of part, it's just the extra $50 that I do every week. We still haven't done the standard payment yet, so that's gonna be 4 blocks coming up. And I mean, guys, this is going quite well here, and I do feel a sneeze coming on, so I'm sorry if I do that on camera. I'm trying to hold it in. Okay, so after the whole 2 years at a glance, they give you a 1 year at a glance. This is like my little dashboard now. I didn't really know what to do with this page when I first saw it. I've never had this in any of my budget planners. So it's kind of turning into being like one of my favorite ones because it kind of gives you a quick summary of what's happened over the months. So, of course, I lined up all of my paychecks. Those are in green. The focus accounts are red, and I do mark them when they're paid off. Um, Birthdays would be in blue. Taxes gets this beautiful summer green, so we only get to see him once a month. The shop sales are nowhere near what they should be, so I don't have to do quarterly taxes for that, which is kind of a bummer. But I mean, it does make it to where I don't have to worry about that, right? So, I can't remember if I said the holidays are purple, guys. I don't know if I ticked off New Year's Day or not. So, the holidays, I do have those lit up. Um, Vehicles, expenses. I almost just said inspections, but I mean, there's more. But these are the things that you really only do once a year. And this has actually helped me out because I would have completely forgot about that until the last minute. But I marked those in here when they're due, so now I know when they're coming up. And I'm gonna have to admit that, yes, knowing that the insurance funds were coming in, that kind of gave me something to look forward to. So I did put that. Those are large sums of money in and out. So that's how I'm using this page, and I'm even tracking my lovely credit score, which has greatly improved over the years. So it is possible. It just takes time, guys. It's a lot easier to make it go down, which, as we can see, I did do an inquiry. Oh, I'm trying to think of which one this was. I can't even remember, guys. I don't. Maybe it was Wayfair. I don't know if it was Wayfair because I had to get my desk, and I did get a nice percentage off. But for the love of me, I cannot remember what this is. It's paid off. I do know that. I paid it off as soon as it came in. But inquiries can really make your score jump down. So I did learn you only want to do those when absolutely necessary. But as you can see, it pretty much bounced back up -1 point. So, I mean, hey, I'm somebody that's used to having like a 500 for the past couple of years. So, me rocking a 687, I'm just like, wow. I know, right? Baby steps. So, the next page they give you is an important, I mean, yeah, they give you holidays and stuff, but, I don't really need that for my budget planner. So, I was like, okay, so important, I'll go ahead and list my starting balances because you do kind of need to know where you're starting at when you're on your budget journey just so that you know if you're making progress, right? So, yeah, I did. I want to say that this had to have been at least a day or two before the start of the new year. And, guys, this was depressing. I had no idea that I had this racked up this much. Like, I seriously was in denial. I thought maybe like 14, maybe 15,000 at the most. I had no idea that I was up to 20,000. So, I mean, terrible moment, terrible day when I did this. But I mean, looking at it now, I'm very grateful that I did take the time out to calculate all of them, and then put them in their list of how I was going to pay them off. For the most part, it is Avalanche with the difference of Discover because it is a 0% offer. So we do want to get this thing taken care of before it expires. If it does not, we are going to balance transfer that baby because I'm not paying the interest on it, which is why I'm keeping very like hawk-like track of that score, because I can't have it go down if I'm gonna do a balance transfer. So that's our goal. And just to make this page not so depressing, which it is getting better as I'm checking them off, but just to make it like not super depressing, I did start calculating how much I do pay off towards my debts each month. And so I started keeping that there. And then just to make it more fun, I did add the original Detress. And I mean, guys, like, we've already made it past level 1, so that's kind of cool. So, I mean, that's 5,000 right there. So, I mean, we got that much taken care of, eliminated for this year. That's a lot more than what I thought I was originally capable of. So, that's kind of cool. Um, my monthly amounts have dwindled. Trying my best to get back up here, at least to the January amount. Like if I could just even get these 800s up to a thousand, that would be great. I think we might actually see that with the whole Discover thing, because I don't know what it is about filling in these freaking blocks, but but it's fun. So I just have to figure out how I can pay towards this without breaking my daily budget, my daily spending amount. But I am trying my best to get back up there. So maybe it's food costs, maybe it's gas. I'm not quite sure, but there is something that is sucking up at least. I'm gonna round it to like 100 to 125, 150, something in that nature's sucking up that money. I would have to say gasoline. So it's gasoline or an up in food. Oh, yeah, I know, guys, it hurts. So, but that is the goal because I know I could do it. So, let's see here. Where are we at? We're in June. So, let's get to this monthly view here. I'm still feeling that sneeze. So, basically, I pick a different color palette for each month. I'm a seasonal person, so we gotta switch things up here. And so I start out with that. I list off all of my projected bill dates so I don't skip anybody. Even if they're on the whole, they've been paid off, I still list them. Um, in one way, it's because I don't know. Maybe I'll go to Walmart and I will use the Walmart card. It's a friendly reminder to check it to make sure it is a zero balance. And at the same time, like JCP is one of them because I went and got my hair done. So, yes, it was paid off, but I still keep the due date just so that, again, I don't forget. I'm very forgetful. Probably how I got in this mess in the first place. But, I mean, that's reason one. Reason two would be kind of like a motivation thing. And like whenever I go to make these extra payments here, I'm not feeling like, oh man, like I don't know if you can afford that. Because all I would have to do is quickly look here, and Lowe's would have been a $25 payment, Walmart would have been a $25 payment. So that's the 25 that's making that 50. So I'm kind of using those as like a motivation of like, hey, this ain't so bad. And it does kind of trick me into not spending that money. Even though I know they're paid off, my brain is still set to say, like, hey, you're going to need money for that thing, even though I don't, which helps having the funds for the extra. So, main bills and things that I have to pay are in the green, so I would call that color one. Anything that's optional, so that would be like my daily savings goal, which is $5 a day. June has 30 days, so 150. I just divide it up into two payments for the paychecks, even though we have one down here, but I just divvied it up into two payments of 75. So since that's my savings, it's optional. Um, Granted, I just kind of do it now, but to me, like, nothing bad's gonna happen if I don't put the 75 in savings. Um, it's just something that I'm used to doing now because I've been doing the $5 a day. Uh, oh my god, maybe for like 3 years now, maybe a little more. So that's the original monthly goal. I was having the whole no credit cards challenge. uh, which again, proof, guys, proof. So, January again, we were kicking butt. February, kicking butt. All right. March is when I learned that these extras have to be 50 or they have to be 50. Okay, 50 is that's the most, And to me, it still gives me a way to make progress because, 50/50 is 100, 50/50, so that's 200. So that's good enough for me. With me just going slightly over it, it made me start needing to rely on credit cards. So I came very, very close to 90 days straight, right? But uh, it's just it rocked my budget so much to where like I had to keep using it, and then it got to the point of where like I can't catch back up. So and then we got summer shifts coming up where Sally really can't think. So for the most part, I'm gonna say June, July, and August. I already know um, I'm not gonna fill this in completely, and I've given myself grace for that because I've just accepted it. um, like these ones, whatever I charged on these days, it is paid off. Because I just wait now. I just wait until I know I can think on Friday, because basically Monday through Thursday, I'm brain dead. I can't think. I can't concentrate. We saw last week that I thought that 10 plus 10 plus 6 was 16. It's not. It's 26. So I've just decided, you know what? We're just gonna pay that stuff off when Sally has a brain. So, I mean, it looks worse than what it is, but I mean, we're keeping up with it, right? So, that's how that explains that. But we're just gonna keep going with it because I am curious to see how many days I can go without needing that thing. So, again, it's kind of motivating because it does keep me going throughout the day of like, do you really want that? Like, do you need it? So, the next one would be my tanning. I did get a tan for the summer package. Um, some people may be like, you don't got money for this, but guys, it does boost my mood. It keeps me from anger eating. It just, I don't know. There's something about like the sunlight. And no, I do not have time to get natural sunlight. I wake up to the moon, and then I gotta be in bed by like 6 or 7 at night. So I don't get to see the sun until Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And well, you know how it goes when you're off work, it rains. So that is my way of getting 10 minutes of sun. But basically, I just took the payment and I divvied it up into threes. So that's my monthly fee. Still not bad, not bad. I did have the goal of paying off City because I really didn't see myself paying it off in May, and I did. So that saved one of the extra payments here for Discover. And as you can see, well, apparently I've already paid down the debt. Is that the extras? I guess that's the extras. I think I still need it. Yeah, see, he's coming up this week. So, yeah, no, I really need to adjust it. Summer shifts. So, yeah, I was about to say, I know I didn't. Well, I mean, at least I knew I didn't make the original Discover payment. So, yeah, basically, City was 100 a month. So I've just turned that 100 into an additional extra for Discover. So that must have been what I was doing, is just writing down all the extras that I've done. I really don't know, guys. This is why I keep that book, because it tracks for me. And as you can see, like, I mean, I'm right up to the day. Later on today, I am gonna have to go through and take care of these, because really, Monday through Thursday, with the way that my brain works on these extended shifts, I ain't even gonna know that these exist, alright? So I am gonna have to do these later on. And let's get us to the day that we need. So we need to get to the 11th. And this is where we've left off, guys. So these are the daily sheets. Got some kitty fluff in there. And so, I mean, this budget book, which I mean, I guess, okay, it's a budget book to me, but like this daily journal, daily planner, whatever you want to refer to it as. This thing is beautifully crafted, and it's so easy to modify it to what you need it to be. Um, yes, there's a schedule part. I basically use that to keep track of when I'm going to the stores. It tells me when the diddly spending times are, so I try to avoid stores and anything during those hours. Of course, they've swapped now because I'm no longer night shift, I'm super day shift. It sucks. And yeah, so that's how I'm using the schedule part in a budget planner. This is the first time I've actually done that, and I'm kind of liking it because it does teach me about my spending habits. They have the focus and intentions that I just pretty much make like a main quote, and then I kind of journal about my spending or my budget. It it kind of makes your budgeting not really about numbers, but you get to learn the intimacy between you and your spending habits, how emotions play it out, how stress can affect your spending. Um, not all negative. It can also give you a chance to write about how you did something like really good for your budget, how you could be proud about something that you did, how you achieved an accomplishment. So, again, adding the emotional aspect of budgeting really seems to be helping out for this year. And I believe I had this on here when we reviewed this last week, but oh, where's he at? The Coles. Yes, yes, I do remember it now. It's coming back to me. So, I want to say in April, probably April is whenever I got my yellow raincoat. I had it originally planned that I was going to do like $10 a week, and then it was going to have it paid off. Yeah, I forgot about it. Paid it a day late again because I forgot about it, and somehow missed the late charge. So that's kind of nice. But I mean, I had like shorts and tanks ordered this time, and I just decided, you know what, I'm paying it off. We're not messing with it. We're not going through that again. So, I mean, I really didn't have to pay this off in full, but I was like, you know what, you got them, you're using the items, and it's going. Of course, I took care of Kindle. I had another Discover extra payment, and of course, my daily spending. So, we did that. Uh, this gets me to Monday, which was a really awesome day. Somehow or another, I managed to go to Starbucks, to Bath and Body Works, and tanning for $0. It was cool. I really wish that every day when I spent, it was like this. But again, magic of the budget planner here. So yeah, tanning was free because remember we talked about how I'm doing that monthly thing. So yeah, I've already paid for it up front, but basically for the whole month I could go in there and do whatever I want for free. So that makes that nice. The whole Bath and Body thing is I had 2 rewards, and one of Bill's candles arrived broken, so I had to go in and exchange it anyways. So of course I walked out with big candle, and then I had 2 little babes, and yeah, free. So that was a cool feeling because I think we all know how much we can spend at Bath and Body Works if given the chance. And of course, Starbucks, I just used my points. So free, free, free. The whole collagen thing, that's Vita Authority. I get it at a cheaper rate. So basically, everybody orders through me. Bert's hair is all through this book. Bert loves to budget with me. So, yeah, basically, that's me saying, here's your collagen, then giving me the funds. It goes into the collagen funds, and then I pay off the afterpays with those funds. So, basically, I know it looks like a lot on here, but nothing happened to my budget. So, that's kind of nice. This one was almost a free day. I didn't go anywhere for break. I didn't spend anything. I didn't go to the store. It should have been a free day. And then the whole Maker Bliss thing came back up, and I completely almost forgot about this thing. Thank God I checked my email. But yeah, I do have to cover shipping for it. It was purchased back in March. I still have to figure out, like, am I using my shop funds to cover this? Am I paying out of pocket? I have no idea, guys. I really haven't gotten a chance to actually sit down and, like, think about this, but it is documented. It's in here. And, so, yeah, he's not a no card day, as you can see. He is no card, because no cards were used. This one, not so much. um, Okay, so we're moving into Wednesday, and of course I had my McD's because I definitely needed some salt that day. Wednesday and Thursday seem to be the toughest out of the week here. Of course I had to cover water. My son, he covers half. Mercury. I'm thinking this is where the 100 deficit is coming from because I do have our internet on this now, and I'm thinking that because it's 100, so I'm thinking this is where the 100 on the debt payoff is coming from. But then at the same time, this is kind of helping me chug through Discover. Probably not good in the long run, but I mean, really, my main focus is Discover right now, so I'm not gonna beat myself up for only paying the extra 132. It should have been a 101 and 32, but you know, whatever. We'll deal with Mercury when we come to that. But the main focus for this one would have been the Canva because I got the Canva subscription, and it's like for $13 a month. It's like in one way, it's like God, that's a lot. $5, even $9, I'd be like, okay, you know. Some reason $12.99, I'm like, God, that's excessive. But I mean, I'm making some really cool looking thumbnails for my YouTube videos. You may have noticed those have changed. I like the appearance of them, and to me, they just look more user friendly. They look more appealing. Um, I'm also using them for like my Etsy shop for like new products and that. Uh, when I did start using these, it would have been like towards the middle of May. I was a little bit more creative then, not so much creative now because I'm just tired. I'm just trying to survive the summer, guys. Um, so I know like mid August to September, I'm gonna like boost back up with my videos, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I could put that thing on hold during the summer. I don't know if the thumbnails that I'm using right now, if I get to keep those, if they go away. I don't know what happens with that. So that's something I am going to look more towards the end of June. Well, this is me saying almost there because we had one more day to go. Thursdays are my Fridays. And yeah, so if you noticed, we have minuses, so that means it came out of my bank account. This is, of course, a plus, so it means I had funds added to the bank account. So you may have noticed that there's check marks, right? And I'm showing no cards. These check marks were dots. I don't, because I've been really good at it lately. I don't know if I have any dots. Yes, I do. Thank you, Maker Bliss. So a dot is a charge. That's how I know it's been put on one of my credit cards. When I do get to pay it, if it's not on that day, like Mercury, okay, we'll use Canva. So let's say Canva was put on a charge card, it would have been a dot. If I would have paid it that day, I will make a minus because, you know, it's coming out of the bank account on that day. So it technically is a deficit. If I don't get to it on that day, it's going to be paid later. And instead of messing with this number here, because, you know, it's going to mess that up, even though 132. So I just use check marks. That's how I know, like, hey, you've covered that. So that's kind of explaining how, like, yeah, these are taken care of, but it's still not considered a no card day, because you know, I'm paying off that day. So that's kind of me explaining this, that yes, I could have came home Thursday night. I could have looked at this. Which I mean, I did. I don't really remember looking at it, but I know I did. And like, I wanted to so badly to add them up and just get rid of them and consider them negatives. But at the same time, we remember my math, and my math was 10 plus 10 plus 6 was 16. Um, yeah, no, we just waited. We waited until I got some sleep, woke up Friday, wasn't stressed for work, and you know, could actually think and add. So, yeah, that's how I ended up with those no cards. That's what I was saying. Like, this looks worse than what it is. Did I pay the charges, minus the homemaker listing? But yes, yeah, I covered my daily charges. So yeah, see, we got Discover charges for the week, so we did pay that. And I was like, oh my god. So maybe it's a good thing that I am waiting at the end of the week to pay these, because if I would just see like $1 here, $5 there, I wouldn't really think about it. But seeing that it added up to 123, I was like, Sally, what are you doing? Because I mean, like you saw, like that looked like a pretty nice week. It looked pretty nice and smooth. Until I added them up, and I was like, wow. Okay, so of course, you know, Friday was a payday, so that kind of made it nice. So we added that. Of course, my stash. This is any time that we get a raise, so I just instantly put those funds off to the side. That's my fun money. The daily savings goal. Thankfully, I checked City, even though it's paid off. I checked it. I moved Kindle onto that, so I kind of paid Kindle twice this month, but it's kind of nice because that means that the Amazon card got $10 taken off of it. I did do the extra for Discover, because that would have been the City payment, but now it's a Discover payment. Covered the Discover charges. I did join a Yes Fit raise, just because I like the shirt. Should I have? No, but I did. I gotta keep moving, guys. You don't move during the summer. I'm used to getting 15,000 steps a day. I'm lucky if I'm getting 5 now, so yeah, I was like, you know what? I mean, could I have just gotten the steps for free? Yes. But, I mean, getting a shirt kind of does motivate me a little bit. And yeah, no, so that brings me to, well, this was yesterday. I got real excited over this. Okay, see, we're still a day away. But, one thing I was doing in the beginning was a mid-month review. I kind of stopped doing that. I'm not quite sure why. So I just decided to do a quick review here on Saturday. And I was using the Every Dollar app. I think it's because I'm using the cards now as I'm paying them off, which is kind of tricky. Because January and February, that app worked beautifully. And of course, I started using them again in March, but it was only like the last week, so I was able to work with it. April and May is when it started acting really funky. Like my numbers, like I'm bad at math. Okay, let's just get that out there. But it was off so much to where I knew, like, this isn't correct. So I'm trying a new method for June here, because I think what was happening is, like, definitely for something like this, it would have had to have been entered in that I made a payment towards Discover, so it would have been a payment towards my debt. But at the same time, it's not really a payment towards my debt, because it's covering, let's find one here. So I would have been covering like a trip to Sheets. I would have been covering my groceries. So not only was I adding in $69 for groceries, but that 69 was also being added additionally a second time as a Discover charge. So I was like, you know what, the Every Dollar app, again, if you're going, no credit card, like absolutely no credit card, no charges, nothing. It does work wonderfully, but not if you're using them. So I guess that kind of makes sense, because they are anti-credit card. So for this month, I decided, okay, we're gonna do something differently. I'm just gonna go pen and paper with a calculator, and I just went through if I had money, like funds coming in that were actually part of my income. Um, they just got added up and I totaled it. If I, this is a new one because I wasn't calculating how much I was saving. So if I put money into my savings account, I saved, added that up and totaled it. Uh, of course, all of the other expenses, that's like bills and stuff, groceries, gasoline, those went into the expenses. And of course, trying to keep track of how much I'm paying off the debts. That's including the extra payments towards Discover. So, kind of gives you a nice friendly snapshot halfway through the month. And that did kind of boost my mood there a little bit. And of course, yeah, I'm paying off bills, candles, because if you remember, there was like $170 worth of them. But it did cover his birthday, Father's Day, and it does include his Christmas present. So I'm thinking the next payday, I'm going to make the next charge on that. Not a charge, but the next payment is the correct term there. So, I mean, Bill's Christmas present's already basically taken care of now, too. Um, so, yeah, we took care of that. And, of course, we had to get gas for the mower, which is a whole nother story because the thing was taking a fit yesterday. Okay, that leads us to beautiful Sunday, which is today. Oh, God, and then we got another work week. But, yeah, no, see, I went ahead and did another Discover payment, and, my son is an adult, he still lives with me, so we do have an agreement of, since he is messy, and so that, I don't have to complain, or we don't have to keep, arguing over, the messes and who's gonna clean it. We just kind of have like a little payment thing going on. So I did total those up. I believe this is like 2 weeks worth, but I did total that up, transferred that to my account, and I made an additional payment to Discover with that. So that would explain. Where are you at, Discover Detress? Here. So that would explain these two right here. So basically anything you see in gray is gray. So, that's it, guys. That's the progress that I've made so far. It looks a little messy. It's a little, but I mean, we are progressing right along. This page right here pretty much is the proof of how far we're making it. And I mean, I do got a long ways to go, but I mean, cause I'm like really filling this in. And like I said, I know I have the original payment coming up this week, next week. I mean, however you want to, it would be next week's review, this week for me. But I mean, like I already know, so we're going to have 6 more blocks covered in at the, for the next review. So this is chugging right along, and this is very, very motivating knowing that that's a quarter of my original debt. So I think this is a good place to end this week's budget review. It's pretty much on a good note. And I just want to close out by saying thank you so much, guys. I greatly appreciate yous watching these, spending. And if you want to see more budget reviews, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button.